I'm stupid. I'm gay, but I'm straight. I crop dust in Whole Foods. Baby, what it all comes down to.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome today to Sprints and Shoptalk. Unsurprisingly, today's Sprints and Shoptalk is going to be a bit chaotic, mainly in the sense that I don't have a topic today or questions. So I thought a fun little activity for us to do. I mean, first we'll introduce ourselves and stuff, but while we're introducing, I wanted to give Pat.
Do a roast.
No, I don't have this. Because okay, we've got a lot on the docket today, actually. First of all, we have to introduce ourselves. Second of all, we have to say hi to everybody in the comments. I know that we do this every week, but I'm just going through the list. Third of all, we have to catch up with people about how their troublemaking.
I like that.
How the troubleshooting went this past month. And then I thought, while we're doing all of that, people can put in the chat a topic that they're interested in discussing today. And then we're going to do the Midnight Timers 15-minute pumpkin sprint. And during that, I will come up with the questions. So
let's just do like
Violet,
no off-topic Q&A.
Yeah, that's true. Violet, this is Devacia's territory. Sprints and sprints. That's not me. I could never. But I will say I do have a Zoom meeting at a certain time during the stream today. So we will be doing a sprint during that meeting.
Okay.
All right. First of all, hello, my lovely co-hosts. Devacia, how are you today?
I'm doing well today. I'm doing well. That's it.
Okay.
And I'm doing a revenge. No, I'm not. I'm doing good.
Okay. Great. Katie?
Sorry, I just saw Melon's comment with your agent. The caps were on purpose this time.
Oh, I wish. Oh my gosh. No, I'm planning a bridal shower for my sister, and I'm getting together with some of the other bridesmaids to discuss the final arrangements.
Cute.
Also, you're allowed to be invasive, Mullen. It's fine.
It's the payoff for you being invasive with everyone else. They
right.
can be invasive with you.
I'm so invasive with everybody. It's only fair if people feel comfortable also being invasive with me.
But I'm doing well. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm a little bit tired, but we're gonna persevere and push through.
I'm also very tired this morning. In fact, I'm so tired I can hardly see straight. But that's fine.
Luckily, you're not driving. We're not going anywhere.
Oh, so true. Well, I've got places to be later today, but it's fine. I know.
She's a busy woman on the go.
Oh my God. Yeah. Anyway, before I say hi to the comments, is there any topic you guys would like to explore today in Sprints and Shop Talk?
If I think of one, and I will tell you. I'll let you know.
Gotcha. Also, I would just like to say thank you to the amazing Laura Nettles who designed today's thumbnail. And also just in general, thank you to everybody who attended our anniversary stream last week. If you haven't watched it, normally I don't recommend going back and rewatching our stuff just because why would you? But last week's stream, I think, was one for the books. I highly recommend going back and rewatching it. But we asked people, we tier ranked a lot of our thumbnails from this past year as a way of celebrating. Which also thanks for that because it gave me an idea for video. And then,
great video.
Yeah, that was my video yesterday as I tier ranked Halloween candy. But also we invited people to submit their own version of a trouble thumbnail, and people created masterpieces. I mean, absolute masterpieces. Thank you so much for everybody who submitted. Thank you so much to everybody who submitted multiple times. Truly, amazing work.
We're not going to have to do any work for.
I know.
It's great.
For the upcoming year.
Truly, you will see all these thumbnails again.
For sure.
Yeah, and thank you to Laura because I hadn't made the stream by almost 1 a.m. last night, and I was very, very tired. And she was there like my patron saint of productivity and success that she is. and provided me a fabulous thumbnail. So thank you to Laura. Stieg, do you have a specific topic you would like to work on today? And also, wait, first, sorry, Stieg. Debasia, were you assigned a troubleshooting assignment last month, and how did it go?
I wasn't there last month.
Stieg, do you have anything you would like to discuss today in Spence and Shop Talk? And also, please go into how your troubleshooting experience went.
My troubleshooting experience was shot. Did it do anything to me? No. Did it move me? No.
Did you do it every single day?
I did it every single time I wrote, which I felt like was the
Okay.
Wasn't that what I was supposed to do?
It was supposed to be every single day.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's-
I wrote almost every single day. Well,
Okay.
at least something. But I don't know. It felt very. I was doing it for you, not for me.
Okay.
Mm.
No, I think that's fair. I mean,
Yeah.
I really think that it's not the kind of thing mentally that changes in the course of a month. I think it takes a lot of time to rewire. So, of course, I'm going to sit here and encourage you to keep doing it, but that choice is, of course, yours. But also just very proud of you for going along with the experiment and trying it out. I think that in itself is a big step. So thank you very much for being willing.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mo.
And do you have anything you'd like to discuss today in Spence and Shop Talk?
No.
Okay, great. Love it. Catherine Ann.
Hello. And Blue. Blue is below me under my desk, or else I would show you him. But he's asleep on my foot, as always.
Baby.
He's baby. Did I get it? Oh, I did get a
troubleshooting.
Yes.
And it's been completely reworked at this point, as far as
it's been completely 180'd, essentially.
Yeah.
Wait, what was it?
Well, to be fair, last time I'm pretty sure it was like us just forcing her to try and commit to a project.
Yes.
But then,
Force her?
well, like
I asked for help on how to commit, and y'all were like, "Commit to this thing now."
Just say it out loud. Just do it. Just say it out loud. Say it on live and stuff like that. But then we went on this writer's retreat. She got all these tarot cards that were basically like, "Oops, sorry, I forgot to put on do not disturb." My bad. I don't know if you guys heard that.
Did.
Sorry. We went on this writing retreat and all these tarot cards were like, girl, just let them come as they may. Like, take it day by day. See what works for you that day and go for it. Don't try and you're really struggling with making a choice. Those are always the cards Katie gets.
Always.
Really struggling with making a choice. I swear I've never gotten those cards in my life.
I've also never gotten them. And I'm also like, we've been new. We know Katie struggles to make choices.
I know, but then this one was literally like, take it day by day. So then I was like, okay, ignore my troubleshooting advice because the universe is trying to tell you something. So, Katie is now no longer working on the Eclipse project as far as I'm aware. And wasn't
the one we committed to?
I don't think that was on the table, yeah.
That wasn't one we committed to.
Oh, the Dragon Book.
Nope.
So neither of those were on the table? What?
No. What I committed to during the stream was a royalty romance story, which I started working on.
That feels like a million switches ago. I'm so sorry.
I mean, it is a million switches ago.
Yeah, it was a million switches ago. Right. I started working on it, and I was like, no. I said in August that I was back in my fantasy era, which I do think I was accurate in saying. And so, we went on the writing retreat, and I basically had spread out. I put on a board on this board. Hello, Blue. All of my fantasy ideas that I was going to work on, and we're sitting around the table, and I'm talking about all of them, and I'm just like, none of them are like really like capturing me. And we're talking as always, we talk about marketability and like what's my next book that I'm going to query. And I think, did one of you say "Be Gay, Solve Crime"? I think it was
Becca, wasn't it?
Well, no, Becca doesn't know about Be Gay, Solve Crime, or didn't.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she was okay. So Becca C. Smith was like, "Is there any other projects that you've worked on that you've actually written?" And I was like, "Oh, well, in Nano 2020, I wrote Be Gay, Solve Crime, Drink Blood,
a vampire mystery series." And
Becca was like, "Well, there's your marketability." And I was like, "Well, the only reason I'm not working on it is because I'm really afraid to like work on it because it's a lot of work." And Wallace, I'm pretty sure, was like, "When has a lot of work ever stopped you from doing literally anything?"
Which one of your projects isn't a lot of work?
I know that was another point that we said. We were literally like, anything you choose to do is going to be a lot of work, babe. Like,
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So I'm back to working on Be Gay Self Prime is essentially, and I felt like it's been 3 years since I last worked on that. Literally, like 3 years ago, October 1st is when I started, and I went through Nano 2020. So it's like kind of this is the season to come back to it and like rewrite it and like work on a query for it and stuff. And like I've been working on it, been rewriting the outline, working on characters. I posted a mood board video if you want to know more about it. So yeah, that's it's going well. Actually, I haven't switched from it, so
nice. Okay.
Crazy.
Yeah, great. Excellent. Okay, I'm gonna say hello to people in the chat. Just Ava, I think, and this is instead of a first, it's an I win. Mars, little alien, a little owl. Hello, hello. I didn't realize it was all caps. Sorry. Hello, hello. We've got Violet, Ghost Violet here. Laura, yo ho ho. Aw, thank you to the lovely Katie Ann for making the best intro on Off the Tube, apparently.
Those 30 seconds, I just think it'd be funny if it just got down to 0 and then it started going minus, because that just feels like it's taking forever. Dun 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 dun.
Okay, Katie rocking the high ponytail.
I am.
It looks super cute. Malin is suggesting Nano as a general topic. Kristen Leatherman is here. Good morning. Topic can be spread to more sprints. I've already discussed how that is not my territory. Oh my gosh! Ava's listed out our amazing to-do list for the day. Okay, so we've done introductions, we've done our meet and greet, and we're like saying hello to the audience. We've caught up on the troubleshooting, not troublemaking. Also, if you were here in the audience last month and you had a troubleshooting tip or advice, or were like given advice, let us know how it worked out for you. Mala suggests Preptober and how people prep an outline and all that. Mara says, no topic, only chill. My body hurts too much to think. This is Friends and Shop Talk. This is Friends and Shop Talk.
Hope you feel better.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. I hope you feel better. Cookie or hi. It is my other sister. It's not the Tibifo sister that is getting married. But my Tibifo sister will be on the call because she's also bridesmaid. Ava, biggest writerly secret. How do we feel about that as a topic?
My secret is that I never write.
Yeah.
I don't keep any secrets.
Okay, interesting.
You have secrets, Wallace?
You guys know all my secrets. I feel like of all of us, I feel like I am the most secretive. I'm the most talkative, but I'm also the most secretive.
It's just funny, like we're 3 years in and you still, say my sister, even though, some of us have met your sister and some of us seen your sister and talked to your sister. And it's just
but like
so,
not
always so vague.
Not everybody watching has.
No, but like even when we're just hanging,
Oh.
you're just so like
I just think it's funny.
Nondescript.
I just think it's funny because you still reference my sister, but in our first stream, he told us what his brother's name was.
Yeah, and that's like a big part of our whole stream.
Yeah, it's like our lore.
I had been given certain requests to not mention people's names, which is why then when I actually did mention a name, we had to go back and edit the stream with a little horn sound.
Burp.
Burp.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm living dangerously, so.
Okay. Jessica says, topic, word count versus page count. Is it like calling a 2-year-old a 25-month-old we say we've written 10,000 words? Oh, that's interesting. That says, oh my god, the Mythbusters episode where they prove that driving when very tired is worse than driving drunk still haunts me. Ooh, good to know. Laura is here.
So
and
the question is, the answer is to get drunk today, Wallace, and then drive.
I will not be doing that.
Double the danger.
Oh,
like 2 negatives is a positive, isn't it?
Oh, this is so interesting. Is cheating at Nano really cheating? Thoughts? Honestly, I feel like Malin is making the questions for me. Like, I feel like question 1 can just be a general, what are your thoughts on Nano? And then question 2 can just be, is cheating at Nano really cheating? Question mark. Thoughts? Yeah, I really like this. Ooh, Laura has opinions. Don't start early. Don't lie on your word counts. Well, okay, lying. Yeah, but I think you're allowed to start early, but maybe we should save it. Maybe we should save it because that's the topic for the day. Maybe. I'm sorry, my tired brain just completely misfilled in. I can't even say what I thought this was. I'm sorry. Okay, Mon.
Please do.
Wait, please.
Read out my motto is cheating it aloud. This is horrible. I'm not even gonna say it out loud. I'm gonna write it in a comment and then I'll post the comment on the screen because I literally can't even say it out loud.
Okay.
So bad. I'm sorry, guys.
How did you get that?
Not that and motto and my brain. I'm so tired.
That is unhinged.
That was funny.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
iconic.
I feel like everybody's answering this question. Damn, guys. Okay, so anyway, as a 3-net, my motto is cheating is allowed. Another topic that Malin is offering is which Powerpuff Girl would you be and which Totally Spies would you be? Do they map from color scheme? I don't know what Totally Spies is.
Ever seen Totally Spies?
Okay, she's definitely not gay.
Okay, so I think Ava and I are on the same page here. There's literally a badge for rebels, which means rebelling is built in, and also it's a solo player game, so cheating isn't a thing. I kind of think, to me, it's one of those things where cheating can only happen if you're cheating yourself, right? Like, if you made a goal for yourself and then you like try and find loopholes around that goal, then I think you're cheating. But I don't think in a bigger context you're cheating. Except, I mean, there are like prizes for finishing Nano, right? Like, you know, you get percentages off Scrivener and stuff. So yeah, if you put like in an old work document that has like 50,000 words in it and put it in there just to get the discounts and stuff, like, do I think that's kind of shady? Yeah, but like whatever.
I don't even think you put in a document anymore.
Oh,
You just
really?
Yeah, they don't.
type
You
in
just
your
updated
word
to
count.
50,000. Yeah.
Damn. Everybody go get that 50% off Scrivener, guys. Okay. Let's see. Laura says, I sent you a ton of trans poly books to read on that stream, Katie. Oh, yeah. Did you follow up with any of them?
I have them all on my reading list, but I read at a snail's pace.
Oh, okay.
So, you know.
Yeah.
But they're on a list. That I
Lynn
Thank you,
says,
Laura.
Hit list.
Lynn just says, just write in the project you feel you feel passionate about, Katie.
That was almost Simlish.
I know. I can't see how forcing yourself to write in Project A will work if you're feeling passionate about Project B. Yes, but she was also struggling just in general to find the passion. That was the thing. It wasn't that she wanted to work on something else, but was forcing herself to work on another thing. It was like she literally was like ping-ponging, like, I don't know what to work on.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on. Yeah, okay. If someone says they want a game of solitaire, did they cheat or just lie about their success? Yeah. What? I don't even know. This is all just people reacting to my bad ability to cheat. What's my secret? I don't even know. I don't like what that's like, what the inference is there, though. I don't love it.
That's a secret she'll never tell.
Yeah. XOXO. Well, no. Mars says, my sister and I used to play the Totally Spies computer game like 24/7. I've never heard of that.
It's a computer game?
Oh my gosh, is this true? Oh, is my guess.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't know.
The prizes. If you already have this stuff like Scrivener, etc., and don't care, can you still cheat? Exactly. Say your goals is to write every day. You type in. Yeah. Oh, okay. I will listen to this. Everybody, we've had so many excellent potential topics. I feel like a lot of people talked about their thoughts on the cheating thing, though, so I don't think we can use that as a topic.
Didn't ask any of us what we thought.
I was about to, Catherine.
Oh.
I was going to say, did any of you guys have thoughts on the cheating idea? I've already given mine, so it's up to you.
I'm with the general consensus that it's not cheating as long as you're like, if you have a parameter that the website doesn't allow for, like, it's not cheating. You're doing your own thing, but you still want to participate. So,
I think it's cheating.
and
Well, I think you can cheat.
How?
By typing in an incorrect amount of words, or like backloading. So say you don't write for 2 days, but then you write for the third day, and then you write the accumulation of the 3 days, and then you just go back and edit. I think that's cheating. Yeah.
But how do you think it's cheating? Like, why do you think it's cheating?
Because you are reporting on something that isn't true.
But what are you cheating? The system doesn't matter.
The game
Is it
isn't real.
The system doesn't matter.
That's not the question, though, is it, Grape? The question isn't, does the system matter? The question is, can you cheat in it? And the answer is yes.
I think her point is fair, though, because when you have like a set of arbitrary rules and like assuming,
all rules are arbitrary by nature.
I understand, but like the idea of like it's not a competition, right? And so can you cheat at something that isn't a competition?
You can cheat on your taxes. It's not a competition.
That's an interesting question. Are taxes
Our tax is a competition.
There's competition between you and the government.
I mean, it's a competition between you and yourself.
Well, that's that. Yeah, that was my point. Right? That's my
That's a good one.
But like, if you go in and you're like, yeah, I want the badges and stuff, and like, if I don't, write every day, but I write cumulatively enough for it to count, then I can go in and backlog it. That's a thing you have for yourself. Then you're not.
But that's not the rules, though, is it?
But everybody gets to make their own rules. That's the point of
No.
Nano.
I think
That
I'm
is
with
not
Steve on
the
this
point
with
of
that
Nano. The
because
Nano is to write 1,667 words a day for a month.
No, it's to write 50,000 words in a month. It's not to write.
But there is specifically a badge that says write every day. And if
Mhm.
you don't write every day, but you go in and backlog, like say you wrote 300 words and you say I wrote 100 words on each day, but you wrote 300 words on one day, I think that's cheating to get the badge.
But who are you cheating?
Yourself.
What is the consequence? I think that's the.
I'm not saying
here. Because when I think of cheating,
I'm
I
with
think,
Eva,
okay,
it's fraud.
this is the wrongdoing, and then will lead to a consequence if found out. So, because there's no consequence with.
I'll be disappointed.
Okay, so if people cheat but they aren't found out, it doesn't count as cheating? Is that the moral lesson?
It's the threat of a consequence that classifies something as cheating for me.
Yeah, just because you got away with something doesn't mean that there's not a threat of a consequence, right?
But with Nano, there's no consequence.
Right. Oh, Steve's typing something. He's getting heated. Also,
no. I was just answering.
I've decided what our topic is today.
Taxes. Also,
it's a little bit of like, I don't know if
for
this
my
is
opinion
on YouTube though.
No.
What's your opinion, Katie?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I think being a rebel and cheating are two different things.
Okay.
Because in Nano, they like specifically build in like being a rebel, but like lying about your success or your progress or whatever is, I think, a portion of like cheating Nano.
Yes, and fair, but
I also think though with Nano,
yeah,
like specifically NaNoWriMo, and there's like no consequences because again the rules are made up and the game doesn't matter. NaNoWriMo, I think specifically has always kept that like 50,000 words in a month, and there are 2 other events where you can like be a rebel and like pick your own word count and like do that kind of thing. Like that's what camp is. But Nano, I feel like as a sacred traditionalist with Nano, should be 50,000 words in a month.
If that works,
getting that
if you were a sacred traditionalist for Nano, you wouldn't do NaNoWriMo.
Oh no, that's not true. That's not true. I don't do NaNoWriMo in November.
You're stealing the NaNoWriMo name.
Yes.
Anyway,
I am.
But the question is, can you cheat at it? Is a yes or no answer.
Yes, but to be fair, I think the
question is there
okay. I think the original question though wasn't about
rebelling cheating. Is what
that wasn't the original question.
Yes, it was.
Yeah,
it was starting early. Starting early, is that cheating?
Like, I think starting early is cheating.
What? Girl, you did. Then you cheated at Nano of 2019.
No, I didn't. I wrote 50,000 words in November.
The question is cheating at Nano really cheating? Thoughts? That was the question.
Oh, yeah, then no, because it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Anyway, if you don't know what the new title is, you can refresh and I think it will show up for you. But I've decided that our topic today is going to be writers behaving badly. And our first Shop Talk is cheating at Nano really cheating? So
I love the retroactive.
And now we're going to
didn't update on YouTube though.
So actually, do we even need to do midnight pumpkins? Because that's only 15 minutes. Do people want a longer sprint or do people want midnight pumpkins? Actually, we're going to do midnight pumpkins because then we're going to do a very, very, very long sprint when I have my call. So just like mentally prepare yourselves. We're going to do short sprint and then a long sprint. Well, I mean, there might be a couple short sprints and then a long sprint.
Laura, if I killed someone but wasn't caught, was it really murder?
No, because like Devisha said, there are real life consequences. Just because you get away with something doesn't mean those consequences don't potentially exist. Why does it look like that?
Yeah, and I agree with Eva. Like the murder, like you still committed, like it was a murder, you know.
Why
Like
did
you
it
still
look
killed somebody.
Oh, it's because I've got that background on. How do I get rid of that? Sorry, guys. I'm from the Wallimus. I'm from the Wallimus. What? Wait. Oh, I'm supposed to full screen it.
I'm going to take the dog out. So bye.
Bye. Happy
15
sprinting,
minutes.
folks.
That thumbnail was everything, Wallace.
What thumbnail?
Like in the closing monologue of the video, it was like, "What's up next?" and your face was there.
Oh yeah, the candy.
And it was like,
I know. I told Katie yesterday. I was like, "Oh, this is another Wally Smo Bezos." Where I'm like, "It's not a good picture of me, but it still makes me laugh," and so I had to put it there. Like, candy. All right. How was that sprint for everybody?
I took the dog out, preheated the oven, and now I'm waiting for my French toast sticks. Oh, hello?
No.
no, I was just resetting the camera. Sorry.
I was just
I was just being bullied on Maine. Don't worry about it, Devisha.
I was like, oh, am I like lagging or something?
No, you're fine.
Not at all.
So yeah, waiting for French toast sticks.
Oh, French toast sticks. Yum.
Oh, delish.
How do you eat them with like icing or maple syrup or just butter and sugar? Like, what's your vibe?
Like
Do
a
you eat
little
them
bit
with
of
the
powdered
French?
sugar and some syrup.
Powdered sugar. That's a nice touch.
Delish.
I don't know where any of this is.
How did that sprinkle for you?
You don't know what a French toast stick is? You get
Nope.
French toast, but just like cut into sticks.
This is
French
just
toast?
toast and
You don't know
sticks.
French toast?
No, I don't know French toast.
How do you not know
I'm so
French
sorry. Not everyone has the time to be an American bougie heiress.
toast? What?
Steve, how did that sprinkle for you?
Went well. I did some measurements, and I'm ready to hang a plant next sprint.
Mhm.
Oh, and what is our plant of the week?
It is I don't even know what it's called in English. It's called a living room vine in Norwegian.
Okay.
Let's see if there's any Latins. If you're competent with that. A tree vine? Question mark.
I don't know it.
Does she ring any bells?
No,
Okay.
nothing. Katie Ann and Blue, who is so sad.
So sad. He heard his brother barking.
Oh,
So
okay.
now he must bark back.
Yeah.
I did well. I watched the end of a tennis match, and then I'm making my thumbnail for the Storyteller's Hearth.
Oh, very nice. And I came up with the questions. There are 2 of them. So speaking of, well, we'll go on into that. I don't think anybody. Yeah. So Mars, not scooping your comment, said finish the chapter of City of Brass that I had stopped in the middle of last night, and then started working on a thumbnail while trying something different.
Oh, that's French toast. We don't call it French toast in Norwegian, so.
What do you call it?
Poor nights. I don't know why, but maybe
Poor nights?
Poor night.
Poor,
Night.
poor,
Poor.
as in low income.
Wendy went back
Low-income
and caught
nights.
up on what she missed and made coffee. Love that. Ava made another sample order and let the dog in. All right, and with that, we're going to go into our second question of writers behaving badly, because our first question was about Nano cheating. And this second question is kind of a revisit of a conversation that was in the community a couple of years ago. And it's just the idea of incorporating real people that you know into your writing, a la Bad Art Friend. And how do you feel about this practice? You know? So, Devisha, you're up.
I have never incorporated anyone I know into my writing, besides myself. Maybe I just don't like the people around me that much to incorporate them into a story. But how do I feel about this practice? I think it's essentially, well, okay, I was going to say it's essentially harmless, but there was that one guy recently who, I don't know if he wrote the book about the booktuber or if he just dedicated the book to her.
It was so interesting that you're mentioning that, because after I came up with this comment, I saw that Laura was talking about this exact thing, that recently there was an extreme horror author that behaved very badly. He didn't like Amber Heard during the trial, so he wrote a torture book about her. Then a female reviewer didn't like the book, and so he wrote a new one and dedicated to her, calling her a trout and worse. They had never interacted before. She had to find out about the dedication through Facebook.
Wow.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like that's disgusting and that's grotesque. I usually feel like, writing your friends or like someone who bullied you in high school into a book is generally a harmless thing, but that is disgusting what that man did. So
Yeah,
I'm having to rethink my logic there. I don't know. Maybe there's nuance. Like there's a scale, a spectrum. Once it gets like torture porn, then
and making it so like deliberately known that it was meant for one specific person.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of like one of the things that I was thinking about and I don't know if I should even talk about it like this because, but a couple years ago, there was a really popular short story called Cat Person that, gathered a lot of opinions on Twitter, the website formerly known as Twitter. And then, like a year or two after that, it came back into the public lexicon because this person came forward and was basically like, not I am Cat Person, but like, that was my life. Like I knew the author and I know exactly what they were writing about. And they were like taking elements of my life and everybody's like, oh, that's awful of the author to do that. And this is going to be a half-baked thought. So I don't hold full responsibility for fully believing what I'm about to say. But I'm a little bit like, if you didn't want people to know that, why would you then announce it? And granted, in it's been a couple of years since I've read that person's essay, but it was obviously very detrimental to them because people in their life figured it out, right? Because Cat Person grew beyond itself. It became so huge that everybody was talking about it. And so then people who actually knew the person that Cat Person was based off of was like, whoa, is this about you? And then they're realizing things that they did not know, stuff about your personal life. So I understand, but is the question actually that the author behaved badly or that the book or the short story became bigger than itself, which really isn't the author's fault, like how many short stories gain that level of popularity, right? And like where it's going to get back to your social circle, back to your friends. And like, anyway, again, half-baked thought. If I knew more on the nuance, I'm sure my thoughts would be different, but that's kind of my like first impressions of it. Yeah, I don't know. I just think it's interesting. Steve, do you have thoughts? And also, have you ever done this?
Never have I ever incorporated a real person into my writing a book. I don't even like, especially like people you don't like. Like, why would you give them real estate in your life like that? I don't understand it. If anything, I would like just names I'm capable of doing, but I'd never do like a characteristic of someone. But yeah. I mean, if I have a group of sisters named Devisha, Katie, and Wallace, so be it, But are they the villains? Yes. But yeah, no, I don't think I haven't done it, and I don't think I would do it.
Okay.
I like Eva's comment. Is that a writer behaving badly?
Sorry, I'm lying on Maine. I've written fan fiction, so that counts, I guess. I've written fan fiction about well, I guess I wrote about the characters in the show. Does that count?
I don't think that counts because you're taking a story that's already a story, right? Like
okay.
you're not writing about real people.
Yeah, I'm more inclined to steal other people's work.
Characters aren't real people that you could hurt with the things that you write.
Right. Like if somebody wrote torture porn about Harry Potter, it's like, I mean, I personally don't like torture porn as a genre, but like I don't have any more issues with that than I do just regular torture porn. But to Devisha's credit, when it becomes torture porn about a real person that you've envisioned, that's when you're like, what's happening here?
But I'm more inclined to steal like characters from novels.
Okay. Oh, interesting. So you might be indirectly doing it because I feel like there are writers out there who do take people in their life and make them and put them into their books. So maybe you're like doing it through a filter. Not that's like bad behavior on your part. It's just interesting to think about. Like if Katie wrote a story and I was like a major character in that story, and then you were inspired by that characterization of me, and so then wrote a story about that, then it's like you've kind of done it, even though you didn't know you did it.
Yeah, but I don't know. Not like that, but I'll just steal like, not steal, but like often I find myself, oop, I did this thing and it's already done in this book. More like, what's it called? Synergies? No. More like relationship, like kind of connections and like, I guess, tropes, question mark? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I often think to myself, am I just writing like a watered down version of X, Y, and Z?
Mm.
I mean, is that not every story ever written?
Yeah, but then, as Graves says, it's a spectrum, I think. Like, there's an homage, and then there's just like writing about Pride and Prejudice, but calling it something else.
Twilight,
for example.
Yeah. Violet says, I agree with Grape. There is a scale. A few things plucked from real life is fine as long as it isn't harmful and also is transformed enough. Yeah, I think the
But what does transformed enough mean? Like, who gets to decide?
Well, that's fair. But like, I specifically remember from the person who came out and was like, wow, that person kind of ruined my life, was talking about how the author described the house that a lot of the events happened to like a T, with like the structure of the house, the fairy lights outside, the like all this stuff. And that's one of the big reasons people in this person's life figured it out, because they were like, wait a second. And again, it's been like 2 years since I've looked into this, so I'm probably getting some of the details garbled. But I like specifically remember that there were like pretty lights outside of the house that the author incorporated. And that like, so yeah, if you would like made it, I don't know how you would transform that, but just like being very hyper specific about stuff like that.
A studio apartment with a loft bed and lights underneath the loft bed.
Yeah, I don't know.
A cute teddy bear on the shelf.
I think this is a really interesting point. There's something to be said for writing as catharsis if you need to get out bad energy memories, but then publishing it takes it to another level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'm also thinking.
I think, sorry, if you have something bad happen to you, someone in your life has done something bad to you, at what point do you get to take ownership of that story? And like, I think you do get to write it. And also, maybe this is me being problematic, but I think you get to publish it. Like, as long as you're not naming them out specifically, if somebody's.
I'm glad my mom died.
Well, but that's a memoir. Like
that's what I was going to say though. Like, when does, like, is it worse if it's fiction and you fictionalize a life and you publish it as a fiction work, or if you say that this is a memoir? Because I think the real issue is Cat Person took someone else's experience and published and wrote about their other experience. It's the same way as like if a gay person is, or like a straight person writes about the experience being gay in high school. Like they're like, that's not the experience that they had, or, a white person writing about racism or anything like that. Like I kind of equate those similarly of like, you're taking someone else's experience, making your own, and then profiting off of it. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, you also hurt someone whose life you were talking about. Like, I think taking from your own experiences is fine. Like if you have like, a bully or something that like really hurt you and you put that into a book and you talk about that experience, but it's from your own lens and you fictionalize it, I don't think I can call that a bad writer practice. Because why are memoirs okay then?
But yeah. And so that, and I think I like partially agree with that. I think I don't quite consider it. What is that sound?
You're breathing into the mic.
Oh.
I don't actually think that publishing it is an inappropriate step. Because I think there's something to be said about taking ownership of your own story.
As long as it's yours to take ownership of, I think is the line that I draw personally.
Right.
Agreed.
Yeah, which is like to circle around, right, to the bad art friend, right, of that whole story about that friend group, or the writing group, because they didn't consider them friends, but the writing group where one woman had donated, I think, a kidney to someone who needed it, and it was like a really impactful experience for her, but she was a little bit like on her high horse about it. And I think we've talked about this in a Spence and Shoptalk before, but like And there was a range of opinions, but then one other person in the friend group was like, wow, this woman's insufferable. And then she wrote this whole short story about that like power dynamic that happens between like a donor and the receiver, and like the donor using it to kind of prop themselves up and feel really good about themselves. And yeah, that was definitely like stealing somebody's story and then profiting off of it for sure.
But that's interesting as well, though, because, and I mean, not saying that the bad art friend was okay, but I do think there's something to be said about like looking at structures like that, like power dynamics and stuff that do occur, like, and like writing about them and trying to like understand someone else's point of view. Maybe not publish it, or maybe not do it the way the bad art friend did, which I think they did it in really bad faith. And like,
well, and they like, I mean, not the final version, but they did publish a version online that literally had this exact like
the exact email or whatever
of like the person like posted on Facebook of like, this is how I feel about it every year, like my reflections. And it was, you know, you could either, depending on your level of cynicism, you think of it as being extremely heartfelt or as being extremely like attention seeking. And the person, like, that was the big thing in the group chats, right, is that she was like, ooh, like I kind of have a bad idea, but it's just too perfect, I don't want to change a single word of it. And so then a version that she did publish online, again, not the final version that got like published in an anthology or something like that, but she did publish a version that had plagiarized the original person's exact like Facebook post or letter or something. I think everybody has the right to witness something and then write down their thoughts on it. And I think, again, it goes into the transformation element, right? Like, you notice there's a strange power dynamic of this person who has literally saved somebody's life. And then, though, you have issue with the way that they behave afterwards, and that power dynamic that exists when someone not owes someone, but like when there is that kind of debt of like a life-saving event, right? And what is the power structure that exists there? Face is like, I'm out.
No, I'm gonna check on my French toast sticks, but I'm still listening.
Fair.
To what degree do you get to police like what you can kind of report on or not report on?
No, I'm
you told me a story once. I'm like, oh, that'd be a cool character trait, and you're like, if you ever do that in a book and I read it, I will call you out on it.
Yeah, I'm actually,
which is the opposite of what you're saying now.
No, I'm just kind of playing a little bit, just like exploring both sides. I don't know if I have a fully formed opinion on it. Like, I agree that I don't think people should overly police what people write, but I think it's I mean, it's just an interesting conversation of like, at what point is it inappropriate? And I think with Bad Art Friend, the specific plagiarism of like taking somebody else's words and then putting them into your own story, I think that was a problem. But yeah, I mean, you see things in life and in situations that inspire you. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough.
But where do you draw the line between inspires you and exploit?
Well, and then I think, from Katie's perspective of the idea of them profiting off of something, right? Like, you take somebody else's story and then profit off of it.
That's the profiting is really where, like, I know I have a very hard line. I may have other lines like further in the sand, but like, I think definitely exploiting someone else's story and then profiting off of it and not giving them their, like, obviously if there's like a biographer who's writing about someone, whatever, like, you're both making the money off of it. Like, it's an agreed upon moment, and there's like consent involved in the telling of someone else's story. Like, I think there's also a consent issue of when you take someone else's story and you publish it, even if you're not passing it off as like, this happened to me. Like, if you didn't get consent from the other person to talk about this story, that's another thing that I draw issue with, from like incorporating real people's like life events if it's not yours. Because I do think there's like, there's nuance there of like, if you experienced it too and you're writing about your experiences with it, I don't think someone should be able to tell you that you can't write about your own experiences in the way that you feel the way they are. I think that's a tone policing that I don't agree with. But yeah, that's I don't think I've ever incorporated like a person from my real life
Mm.
into a book.
You don't draw like inspiration from the people
Me and
you
Wallace?
meet? Yeah. You mean Steve and I aren't the main characters of every single story?
What the fuck?
I think I probably do. I just probably don't realize it.
That's fair. That's also fair. The only person I've incorporated into my writing on purpose was myself. Relatable. For a story I was writing for an anthology about neurodivergence, so I was pulling from my own neurodivergent experience. Totally fair. I have a 23-year-old manuscript where the bad guy is named after a manager I had at his time.
Nice.
An AuthorTube fanfic. Would that be fair use? LOL. Yeah, RPF. That's like a whole other conversation when instead of just incorporating people in your life, it's like public figures. Not that I consider us public figures, but you know what I mean. Like,
Well, I mean, we are kind of public figures. I mean,
ugh.
we like put ourselves out on the internet as and like a persona that like someone could
like-
watch and write about.
Okay, but I disagree because I consider AuthorTube to be more like a Facebook forum. And there are some people who are like, who do blow up and become really popular. But when you're at our level, I consider this is like social media. It's like authors connecting with authors. And I think if you're on a Facebook.
What about lurkers? What if like a lurker who never interacted with any of us?
Yes, but like
saw the four of us and said, I want to write an RPF fanfic about us.
Okay, that's not, I'm just talking about the idea of us being public figures. I consider this like a small niche community.
Okay.
And it's like, it's the same way that people on a Facebook forum aren't public figures. I don't consider us public figures.
But I feel like people on a Facebook forum aren't posting videos like that.
But they're still posting their work.
Neither am I.
But
they're on streams though.
They're posting their words and their thoughts and stuff like that. And I feel like this is just a different form of that. And it's at a small enough scale that I don't consider this a public, like it is a public forum, but I don't consider people who post on it public figures is how I would phrase it. That's how I would phrase it. Mullen says, I've also
I agree with Ava. Oh, sorry.
Wait, what? This one?
The latest comment.
Okay, well, we haven't arrived there yet, but I will get to it. Mullen says, I've also integrated real life situations, but not actual people. Like one of my characters has very toxic friends at the start and experiences things like not getting invited to drinks. All of those things are inspired by real life events, but not specific people. So are they inspired by real life events that you've experienced, Mullen, or real life events that you've like heard about and stuff like that? Not that I'm casting judgment on whatever
also,
you're
what a bunch of clowns to not invite Mullen to drinks. That sounds like the best time.
Ava says, I have a story heavily inspired by my mother's life. The situations are all based on a real life in a way that the real persons could decipher it, but it's not their story to gatekeep. Wait. I have a story heavily inspired by my mother's life. Those situations are all based on real life in a way that the real persons could decipher it.
Like real persons around her mother's life.
Okay.
Be able to, like, kind of like.
That's interesting. It's not their story to gatekeep.
How does your mother feel about?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Because arguably, it's her story to gatekeep. Yeah. Oh, hi. What a time to slide in. Welcome. Hello. Guess who's here? Is it Zainab?
Hi.
Hi. How are classes? I'm going to stay from a math exam while keeping the stream in the background. Okay, then you don't need to answer my question about how classes are. So happy that you're here. Good luck on your math exam. 2 + 2 = 4. I know you're in college. It's a little more complicated than that. Hello.
According to Olivia Rodrigo, 2 + 2 = 5.
I know. Couldn't everyone be a cliche sort of character too?
I'm definitely a cliche character.
No, but that's the thing is that I disagree with that. I don't think
gay.
Yeah.
No, but Stieg is so complex. That's my whole point, right? Like you could boil him down to that, but it would be such a disservice to who he is as a person because he's also this incredibly, like, you're so sardonic and cynical and sarcastic, and then you're this nurse who's so caring and like passionate about taking care of people. And like when any of us are sick, you become, and like sick both mentally, physically, spiritually, you become so concerned and like
it's a full-time job with you guys.
It really is. And like I'm just saying, there are these incredible facets that make you so beautiful, and like just to boil you down is such a disregarding of that incredible complexity and beauty that is.
Wow, can I put that in my Tinder bio?
Absolutely good.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Or like maybe just a general statement. So incorporating real people into writing, where does like historical fiction fall on the line?
think if they're dead, it's fair game.
I would agree.
Maybe that's wrong, but like at that point, we're all just ghosts, and you're just keeping their name alive, right? I don't know. Maybe that's me being really flippant. I'm sure it's more nuanced than that.
Well, I mean,
like Abraham Lincoln zombie. Was it Vampire Slayer? Or?
Vampire Slayer, yeah.
That was legit art.
But actually, no, it is more nuanced because there are literally some cultures where, like, I think you're not supposed to have representations of dead people once they've passed on. So like, I think if you were doing that to somebody who'd been part of one of those cultures, I think that would be obviously very problematic for like, just in terms of the harm you're doing to that community. But yeah, I think in general, it's like, I don't know. I feel like maybe it's more nuanced, but I'm being very flippant about it. But like, whatever, they're dead. Who cares?
I mean, you also get into the territory of like, history is something we can never reach again, and you can only really write about it from what you think now. And so, like hindsight's 2020, rose-colored glasses. Like we have all these ways of saying how we don't actually see even our past or like the history of like a place.
Yeah.
Correctly, like correctly, but like what is correct. I mean, like we could get into a whole existential discussion about it, which we're not here for that. Yeah. But I did take a whole college class on it, and it is interesting. Of like,
the Anne Boleyn that was written about in the 1980s is very different than the Anne Boleyn that's written about today, right?
Exactly.
And neither of those is probably a real reflection of who she was, right?
Well, no, and like plus, like, what then purpose does it serve? Like, are you using this specific story to talk about what currently is happening? Because that's also something that happens. I mean, a lot of retellings now, like you see a lot of like queer retellings of books that are not queer, and like you then discuss the things that are, or like subtext or whatever that you saw in those books in current books and stuff, or like critiquing systems and stuff, or like drawing parallels between them. So that's a whole other can of worms.
Morgan says, I did this in high school with my bullies and gave them all code names in case anyone read it. I don't recommend doing that. Oh, interesting. Why don't you recommend this, Morgan? Is it a la that one Disney Channel movie where the girl has her like story?
Read it.
Oh, I love that movie.
I love that movie. That's a great movie to talk about for this.
I know, that is such a great movie. Because I feel like that girl was totally fine in what she was doing. It was her way of coping. Like, why, Morgan, if you're comfortable, first of all, hello. If you're comfortable, because you said hello earlier, let us know about your experience. Why don't you recommend doing that? Do you feel like, first of all, was it discovered? Or was it that you felt like it just kept you focusing on the bullying and didn't actually help you cope with it? Like what? I would love to know what your actual experience with this was. Let us know if you're comfortable. Kristen Leatherman says, I think for me, all characters come from reality in some way, but it's bits and pieces from lots of people, not directly putting a person IRL into my book. Hi, girlies. Working remotely today so I can hang. Hi, Grayson. Hi. Mullen, is this play about us? Just Ava, strangers come in and see you as more vital to the community than you see yourself. You are a public figure. It's normal to deny it. Wait, what? Oh my God.
This is your public figure thing. Yeah, I agree with Ava.
I was just reading this, like not even fully.
It's normal to deny.
No, I'm sorry, but I reject this. This is a small public forum in which we all are equal participants in our own ways.
But some of us are more equal than others.
Like, no, that makes me uncomfortable. Anyway, you didn't make me uncomfortable, Ava. Don't worry. Just in general, the idea makes me uncomfortable. Juan says, no, I've had toxic friends and been in very cliquey environments, defo inspired by me. And Ava's mother is heavily involved. How is that as an experience for you? Is that a good way for you to bond with her? And also, I bet she must be so grateful that you're telling her story. I think that is such an incredible gift to give to somebody when it's consensual. A gift and a curse if it's not consensual. Kristen Leatherman says, have any of you read the Crank series by Ellen Hopkins? She fictionalized her daughter's experience with substance abuse, and the mom character was this infallible savior that always.
I don't like that.
That's terrible. Is Crank the one where she's like this straight A girl, and then she goes to like Albuquerque for a weekend or something and does meth? I remember reading that.
Yes, it is.
I remember reading that and being like, what? I was like the first couple pages, I'm so like you know, feeling it. And I'm like, yeah, I like relate to this girl. You know, she's a little bit introverted. You know, she's straight A's, da da da. And then, yeah, she just goes and she's there for like a week or something and does meth. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but knowing that it was a mother writing about her daughter's experience, now I'm sort of like thinking that she didn't understand that there was something else going on with her daughter, because maybe that's not true. Maybe there are tons of people who are just like, maybe I'll just try meth today. But like,
I don't think that's like the gateway drug.
Right?
No.
Right? Oh man, I also just remember, like, doesn't she get, like, sorry, spoiler alert, but doesn't she get pregnant and then like is still addicted, and she's thinking about like how every puff she takes it like slows her baby's heartbeat down. Oh god, that book, woof, that book did something to me. Anyway, that's like a whole series actually. Zainab says, I wrote a short story about a party I went to where I saw one of my friends. It was my way of venting out my conflicting feelings towards that person. I changed the name's physical appearance and everything else. Yeah, again, I think, creative nonfiction is an entire genre, and I love it.
Creative nonfiction is fun.
It's a bad bit genre.
Mars says, at that point,
running around up there.
At that point, we're all just should go on the Troublemaker merch list for spooky season. Yeah.
We're gonna have a whole collection, a whole line.
What if they died last week? What if the writer killed them? Yeah. Oh, yeah. Freaking OJ with his If I Did It book. Like, yeah. Yeah. Lots of great points. Lynn says it will probably take at least a year to write a final draft, and maybe you should be fine. Hi. Welcome, pumpkins. It's the second largest search engine in the world. This is not a small public forum. The AuthorTube. Ava, stop arguing with me over this because it's stressing me out. No, you're totally welcome to your opinion. But Reddit is a massive forum, right? But a specific subreddit, people posting on the mods, let's say the mods of a specific subreddit aren't public figures. And that's kind of my argument here. Like, yes, YouTube is a major place, but AuthorTube, and specifically this stream, is so tiny. There are 23 people here, right? Like, that's what?
I think Reddit's different. I think you should pick a different example.
Right.
Because Reddit, you can hide who you are. You don't have to have your name, your picture, stuff like that. On YouTube, for most of us, we have our actual faces, our actual like lives, our actual houses and things like that. Like, not everyone, but by and large, everyone who I would consider a public figure, like, it's us. Like, it is me. Like, I can't, this is not a deep fake, you know? Like,
is it not?
Voice changer this entire time.
If you were AI, I would be, well, I've seen you in physical space, so it's fine.
I'm fighting back on that, Katie, because like on Reddit, yes, you can hide your name and stuff, but a lot of people don't. And if somebody had their name on Reddit and was a mod and commented a lot on a forum, that still doesn't make them a public figure.
It probably would to some people. Some people would probably have this.
No, Katie, the reason I'm pushing this so hard is because there are laws that result around if you are a public figure or not. And I don't want to fall under that category of
what laws. What are you breaking? What law are you breaking?
No, not law breaking. It's just in how you can be treated and stuff like that. And I just don't think it's fair to consider.
What?
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Okay, we can go into it later. It's fine. Mars is asking for a sprint. We're getting close. Oh my gosh. Hi, Miranda. Welcome.
Speaking of AI.
Hi.
Hi, bestie.
Okay. So Ava says, it's done in small doses. The topics are heavy, and she hadn't discussed a lot of them until I mentioned writing some that were my experiences too. She's flattered that I see value in her story. Like I said, it's major gift.
That's lovely. I love that.
Morgan says about her writing about her bullies in high school. It wasn't found, but I think it made me focus on the bullying too much. And even though it's not published anywhere, it's like they're immortalized in my fiction. I feel like it gave them too much power. I think that is a completely valid interpretation of it.
That's how I feel about this too, Morgan. So I relate to it.
And maybe
what I don't like in a book.
Oh, I like that. Yeah, maybe burn it. Like maybe have like a cathartic like thing where you print it off. And then
run it over with your car.
And then like delete it from your computer or hard drive or whatever, and then burn the manuscript in like a ceremony. That could be cathartic. How dare you? It's a real place to me. Like,
Oh, the next comment is even better, Wallace. So
okay, but any one of your videos could go viral, and then you'd be a public figure to include everything you've ever put on YouTube, not just from that moment forward. Grats on your public figure. No, leave me alone, Ava. Oh no. Oh my god. Did you see, Gaze, did you see that I checked in on you? I got a little reminder to check in on you. Go to the Discord because I checked in on you. Because I was supposed to
if you haven't been kicked,
But why were you supposed to check in on her?
That's a great question.
Don't
I
remember.
think it was like they said they're gonna go hibernate for a bit because they were really busy or something, but they should be back in mid-October. And I think this was like back in early September. And so I was like, remind me to check in. So welcome back. Welcome back.
Hi.
Specifically hello to Devesha. Fine, okay.
See how it is.
fan favorite.
You're a person of the public. I'm gonna decide who's a figure for me. Thank you, Miranda. There are public figure laws. I'm correct.
I don't know. I didn't know.
She's just being safe for if she plans on breaking laws. No, it's more about like it really. I'm pretty sure, and granted, I would need to look more into it, but I'm pretty sure that there are. Miranda, will you talk about this? Because you've like studied celebrity and stuff like that. I'm just saying, if you're considered a public figure, there are things that people I think can like say about you and stuff like that, that if you were just a normal person, you could like get damages for. Whereas if you're a public figure, you can't. I don't know. I just know that you get treated differently in the eyes of the law if you're considered a public figure. And I don't like that idea.
Okay, I don't think the law would consider you a public
Wallace.
figure, but
that's what I'm saying. Well, I'm always thinking legally, Katie. If the law doesn't consider me a public figure, then I'm not a public figure.
no, but you're
a figure in the public.
I mean,
yeah.
Hey, if somebody goes out and orders a Starbucks drink, they're out in public. Are they a figure in the public? Like,
yeah, but they're not a public figure.
Literally, the average Starbucks has more people in it than are attending this stream, right? And so, if I go and order something at a Starbucks, am I more of a public figure than I am right now? Like, I'm just saying.
If you make a video about it, you would be.
Oh my god, that's one of my videos is potentially going to be the best pumpkin spice latte in Boulder, Colorado. Anyway. When he says, I joked with a friend that I would co-stream, but I'd be in shadow and use a voice changer like a witness on a crime show.
Oh,
right?
I love that.
Like laws around paparazzi and slander and stuff. The rules are different for public figures. No, it's not about public figure slandering. It's about public figures being slandered. That's the thing.
I don't think anyone's slandering you.
No, I know.
I
but
am.
Saying,
I'm
well,
slandering.
that's true. Maybe burn it. I also want that on a mug, please. Discord live streamers would not be a public figure. They can contain their audience. Yeah, I think we're just so small. I just don't think it counts. We're just so teeny tiny. I'm still not ready to go to Discord. I'm sorry, but I love y'all and I want to thank you for being so sweet about it. Oh, totally 100%. Sorry. But this is me. I just want you to know that I did check in on you. It's if laws get broken against you. I know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you have fewer protections when it comes to libel and slander. You have to prove malice. Thank you, Miranda. Somebody is on my side here. Yeah, it's mostly about defamation. Mainly, I'm just worried bitches be talking bad about me. Oh, you should have thought about before John Keats video. None of these. Okay. I love the idea of streaming from the shadows. I'd watch that. It got so quiet. And also, I know somebody asked for a sprint. I'm really trying. Okay, but this is way better than Starbucks. Thank you for saying that. I'm sure YouTube terms of service went over this. Surely you all read those. 100%. Oh my God, who is that giant dog next to Katie? I know, he's gotten so big.
Oh.
Steve.
What'd you say, Steve?
Who said, it's me.
Hey, Blue.
Puppy. This stream is going to end with me deleting my entire internet existence. I swear to God, honestly, you guys, with like AI and stuff, I hate the idea of people being able to like generate false images or videos of me. He is thinking about maybe at the end of video just
No, don't do it. No.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
we'll see.
Like you said, you're too small. Nobody gives a fuck.
Ava, I'm not saying you don't count as the public. Because like I said, people in Starbucks are the public. I just don't consider this to be enough for it to be a public figure, right? Like, none of us have a Wikipedia article. And I think that's a good definition, right? Like, I'm just saying. Steve can slander all he wants because I do think we'd be able to prove Steve was slandering out of balance.
From now, I'm just gonna preface every roast with, I mean this in a malicious way.
And I do mean this in a malicious way.
way.
It's like the opposite of no offense.
Yeah.
No
Offense.
offense, but you're kind of ugly. I mean in a malicious way, but you're kind of ugly.
Yeah. Yeah. See, this is the thing. It's a certain amount of privacy invasion becomes legal, which I don't love. Always buy the boots. Unless you're in severe financial crisis, then do not do this. Put your money away.
Put the wallet away.
If one of your videos go viral, Wally Smell will delete all videos and go into hiding. I mean, it took me like 4 years to admit to what my last name was on this channel. So, and it's because I got comfortable. So if I start getting uncomfortable, she's out. I don't know. It's up to you guys. You know your own financial situation. Even if they're not that expensive, the way you phrase that makes it sound like they're maybe a little expensive. Because you're like, they're not that expensive. If they were cheap, you would said they look so cool and they're cheap.
Yeah.
You know?
True.
You know, that's
Words
like
matter.
you know your own real reality of your situation, right? Like if you could afford them, would you have asked us if you should get them? I wonder if there's anything about us on Guru Gossip. No, and I hope there never is.
There's been honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions of people who actually say that Wallace, I think Devasia as well, that their channels were good and that people should check them out.
So you two are on Guru Gossip.
Honestly, actually, I've been wanting to do this for a while. I vote that we do a community takeover of Guru Gossip because nobody's ever talking about anything interesting on Guru Gossip in my
True.
So everybody go over there and start posting about each other. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Don't do that.
That was a joke.
That was for legal reasons. That was not malicious. That was a joke. Molly says, my brain is broken because I was wondering why Gaze was talking about your name. Wait, me too.
I also wondered.
Should I get the boots? Your name? And I was like,
Literally, I was just like, okay, we're in a little fan fiction simulator. Here we go. I haven't checked GG in a while. It was all about Courtney and Brooke. Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, I don't.
boring.
Where's the Laura Nettles tea? Like, who's figuring out what her next movie is? Like, this is what I want to know. Please.
Oh, that'd be such a good thread, though.
Oh,
Laura Nettles' next project.
Maybe we should have a channel in the Discord for Guru Gossip.
No.
Absolutely not.
No, thank you.
Oh man,
It's blue.
that's cute.
All the time.
Cruel Summer. Oh, I need to film a Simmer video today, so I will be doing a Cruel Summer. Most billionaires don't have a wiki either. Okay, but like, are most billionaires public figures? Does having a ton of money just automatically make you a public figure? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that there's some that choose to be public figures. Like, I almost said Amazon Bezos. Okay. Anyway, that'd be so funny to me. And then every fic you read, you'd be like, "Did Gaze Mars says my claim to fame is being in the 2016 Guinness Book of World Records. Oh my gosh, Mars is a public figure, not by name, but because I was part of a group. But I was in a picture. Oh
But
my
Mars
God.
already has a wiki page.
That is true. Mars does have a wiki page.
Mars has a wiki page.
Terrible joke.
That's true. That's true. Hi, Bombastic. We're talking about writers behaving badly. This was the question. This was our second question. I swear I'm getting close to the end of the comments. We're
You really aren't.
I'm not? Really? Okay, fine. Okay.
Literally straying further and further away from God's light.
Nobody talk. Nobody talk. Okay, everybody's talking about the boots. Everybody's talking about the boots. Da 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 da. Not Wallace. I love that. I love that. Marsh says, once I found an old Wattpad piece that was a list of AuthorTube accounts. It has since been abandoned, but just and grateful both on it. Oh, but I think it was there to just like keep track of them, right? Not just like a weird hit list, right? Got it.
I wish not.
My Guru Gossip name would be, I'm definitely not Ava. I love it. Everybody, just go. Just invade them. Just kidding. It's for legal reasons. It's a joke. Can't wait for the libel and slander section of the Discord. So good. I know, Violet. I know. Wiki isn't a choice for most people. Here are my little rats. We're coming. We're coming. I'm so close. I've been
That's
working
what she said.
I'm coming. We're so close.
I heard it as soon as I said it. Oh God. Oh God. Laura's been working this week for so long. What is it? Tell us. Wow, that Erin took forever. Hello, friends. Hi, Madison. Being a public figure isn't a choice for most people, especially in certain fields, work and play like YouTube. I think we're on a different scale. We're on a different scale. Rat, give me that cheese. We're going. We're gonna do a long one.
A long boy.
That's what she said.
We're gonna do Goop. We're gonna do Morning on the Dock.
That's not
What
long.
time is your Zoom call?
It's at 11
Oh,
Mountain Time. So present, share screen.
so
Goop's only 25 minutes.
is that 2 hours from now?
That is an hour and a half from now.
Okay.
So the stream might end before my call, actually. So we'll see. All right, happy spectating. Bye.
Bye.
You said a long one. It's 25.
Longer than 15 minutes. Okay, geez, get off my casket.
I thought it was pretty funny.
No.
And I mean that in a malicious way.
Yeah. That is like my peaceful moment when that little doodad goes. Also, I just realized that I got that off of Epidemic Sound, so we might get a copyright strike for that little tiny thing. Because for that little jingle at the end, because I got it off Epidemic Sound, which I subscribe to.
It's been 3 years. If they haven't copyright stricken us for that yet,
it's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we play Rihanna live on main, so I don't know.
So we get copyright for that anyway.
It's such a small amount of time, though. I think you can get away with like a certain amount of time.
Maybe.
I ate my French toast sticks. They were a little burnt, but I powered through it. And then I scrolled through my email.
Oh, anything fun?
No.
Sad.
And I hung up my plant. She's looking gorgeous. And then I scrolled through 15 pages of Guru Gossip.
Oh.
Any tea?
Oh my god, people are so boring. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I'm like, where's the real drama?
It's all good. Katie, how'd you do?
I took the dogs out and then I fed them and I got a Coke and now I'm ready to chat more tea.
Who let the dogs out?
Nice.
Me.
Mars finished their thumbnail, apprehended a criminal, aka retrieved their cat from somewhere she shouldn't have been, and then moved the ghost. Zainab did a round of setting, taking in
a project.
Okay, orbit outlining break. Thank you. I was like a PRJ. I didn't know if this was like some coding class or something. Excuse me. Excuse me. Grayson did some work admin, and Kristen did annual Guru Gossip read through last week, and so
I know, Kristen.
What it used to be. But isn't that a good thing? Doesn't that kind of indicate that maybe the community has grown beyond that? And it's like, not that it's grown beyond that, but it's evolved beyond that. Like, that's what I'm saying. Again,
it's not like there's nothing there.
No,
it's just that the people there are so boring in their stuff. Like, come up with new shit.
No,
literally a comment was like, "Oh, I don't like this one, but that just might be my personal preference." And I'm like, "Okay, who cares?"
I'm gonna say my piece. I think there was around years of AuthorTube when several people became extremely subscribed to, extremely popular, and in that sense, that AuthorTube was creator and viewer. But I think what our experience of AuthorTube, and I've said this a million times, but I'm going to say it again, I think our experience of AuthorTube is writer to writer, which is why I think it's a forum rather than like, and I think it's like a social media like Facebook or something rather than like content. I mean, I know we create content, but it's not like creator and viewer relationship. I think it's different. I think
the biggest thing like difference is that, like, at least people I watch, none of them like present as an authority on writing. There's not like 10 things you need to do to edit your novel or stuff like that. It's just more like vlogs and like, or a subjective experience of a process. Like, I love Lizelle stuff. Oh, it's so good. But it's never like 10 top adverbs to cut from your writing.
Right. Yeah. Katie.
I push back on this because even though I am a creator, there are certain creators that I feel like a viewer for in the AuthorTube community. That I don't like. I feel like it's still writer to writer, but it also is still creator to viewer. I think both of those things can exist at the same time.
I think that's fair, but I think that's one of the reasons why maybe Guru Gossip isn't so interesting for us, right? Because we're not like, it would just feel weird, like actually gossiping about the people in our chat and stuff like that, because we don't need to go into like social dynamics and stuff like that. That's exactly what we're going into. But like,
I mean, literally, that's what Guru Gossip is.
I know, but like, I think it is because there's not a guru. There's not a other than Goop, obviously, but the Goop Gossip. But there's
that's
not
their own troublemaker gossip forum.
A public figure per se within our version of AuthorTube, because it's not like. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's why. I don't even know. I'm not feeling very well. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Let's just move on.
I think I'm just going to join and make up some shit for fun and see if people bite.
Okay, well, now
maybe I should do a video on that.
Because here's the thing, Violet. I do feel like there's a couple of AuthorTubers. No one feels untouchable. And granted, that the ones that I'm thinking of don't feel untouchable, but they're also ones that like maybe this is just me, but I would feel weird about like trying to interact with on a friend level
Mhm.
because I don't know them and we don't have the same like
Friend is a stranger you just haven't met.
like status. But like the status thing is weird because like it's probably just my own perception thing.
It definitely
But is definitely some. But it part of it is perception. So like
Mhm.
I think there could be someone out there who sees us and is like a lurker and perceives us as like a public figure, not in the legal
I'm
sense,
begging them to stop seeing me that way.
but I think
Begging
there is a realm where that could occur, and I think that is what Eva is trying to
and
communicate.
And you know what? I felt like Eva did make a great point, and I will acknowledge it. That if AuthorTube were the small, close-knit group, there'd be no need for guru gossip, right? Like that's what we've been talking about. But I again,
You don't have a bird book, Ava?
I don't know. All right.
Anyway, it was a
It was
tangent.
so interesting. We're gonna get into our third question. Just give me a second. Malin spent 10 minutes trying to help her parents change their train seats. It was a challenge, but no less they're cool. Bombastus, finished part 3. Now to go through the whole book and fix all the replies I made again. Yeah.
At least you finished part 3. Congratulations.
Days did some coding, and God, I do not like it, but I'll figure it out soon enough. Oh, just actually, you might already do this. Have you ever dreamed in code? That was one of the most incredible experiences of my college career, where I was in 2 different coding classes, and that was the semester I wrote the Draconic Year. Was because I was.
I'm sorry. Can you go back to dreamed in code?
Yeah. I'm going to. But anyway, the Draconic Year is the title for Project EC. That project is dead now, so I can finally say the title.
Oh yeah, I just realized. I was like,
yeah. But
like, yeah.
I literally was in 19 credit hours, and they were all science classes, and so literally writing was my only creative outlet. But 2 of them were Python coding classes for astronomical imaging and data reduction. And I had this project and for coding to visualize some data, and I literally couldn't get it to work, and I didn't understand what was going on. And so I took a nap, and then I dreamt how to fix it in code. And then I woke up and I did it, and it worked, and it was unbelievable. So freaking cool.
I can't say I've ever done that.
And that's on mental illness.
No, that is on the brain working for you while you sleep.
That's subconscious craziness. That's you tapping into the 80% of your brain you don't use.
It's so true. So true. Gay says, I've seen book Twitter drama where people are now complaining about 18 plus scenes because the characters didn't consent to it. We're forced to do it. So we're in hell, just not the same one. Okay. Yeah.
I saw that too.
That has the same like argument as people who are like, oh, you should be able to sue your parents because you didn't consent to being born. And I'm just like, okay, I just at this point I don't know.
Go touch some grass, please.
Yeah, like just come on,
face plant into it.
Like okay, I will say though, like when it's RPF, that's there's a nuance there in terms of like having things being written about you and like in erotic sense that you didn't consent to. I could understand that, but like yeah, just
fiction,
like, made up people. I don't know about that. I don't feel like I'm talking to people who don't write when I make content. I'm not the educational type. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, I love spooky nuggets. Katie, did you ever eat the spooky nuggets that I didn't eat from the writing retreat?
No, they're still in my freezer.
I feel like you should make those and then send me a picture because I'm very sad I didn't get to consume them.
I just found some guru gossip potentially about us. Sorry to interject.
Oh, is it about the January stuff?
Yeah.
That's the only like hot tea that's recent or that I have seen, and it was like they didn't even mention me. They didn't even mention my name. Like say my name. If you're gonna talk about me.
No, do not. It's good. You don't want bad energy.
Right by the Moon was the user. Who do we think that could be?
Guys, come on, let's move on. I don't like the idea of changing the cafe to Goop Gossip, but I do love the idea of having a Goop Gossip. But I also don't love the idea. Like there's an angel and a devil on my shoulders right now. If y'all don't know your celebrity, please leave me alone. Madison, there are 17 people here. We're a celebrity the same way that a guy at a coffee shop on a Saturday night who's playing shitty guitar is a celebrity. I'm sorry. Jay says, I think we should all move somewhere coastal and just let any and all discourse fade away. Let it go. It's definitely not a cult. Yes, coastal, but not Pacific Northwest because I don't want to be in a tsunami zone. Thank you very much.
I already live somewhere coastal. Thank you. I'm good.
Let's all move with Stieg. Move into Stieg's apartment.
Yeah.
My 39 square meters.
Our own little spot. A lot of fun kids.
Yeah.
Oh, it would be a vibe. Be like those 80s slasher movie cottages that you live in when you're on
Yeah.
summer camp.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or do you know how content creators move together in like houses to make TikToks?
Oh,
Hype
yeah.
house.
Yeah,
Wait.
we should make a hype house for authors.
Wait, is this a thing that people are saying that second person was manipulative because I did not walk through the door? Like,
Oh, I don't know.
Probably. People have the stupidest
I feel
takes.
like some of these got to be trolls, right?
Her
So
name
what
is
am I reading?
Shaming Katie.
It's true.
Keep my wife's name out of your goddamn mouth.
All right. Are people ready for the third and final installment of this very well planned out writers behaving badly spins and shop talk?
Would love it. Lay it on us.
It's time for you to admit to your worst writerly practice here and let us cast judgment upon you.
Okay, may I request an example? Like, okay, an example, please. So I know.
Well,
I think you know the example.
Cheating at Nano, the freaking writing incorporating people's like real life experiences without their permission. What are some other examples other than the two we've already discussed?
I don't know. Is this
I can give mine.
bad writerly practice? Oh yeah, go first, Stig.
Sometimes when the sprint is over and you ask me how many words I've written, I lie about it.
I was gonna ask if somebody ever did that.
And now you'll never know which one it is. I can
Wow.
guarantee you 10
I'm just
out
gonna
of 10.
assume you're lying all the time.
Yeah.
I'm just never gonna ask you again. I'm never gonna ask you about.
We should shut the
anything
fuck
ever
up
again.
about it though.
Bye.
Yeah.
How often do you think you do that? Like percentage wise?
Oh, like I can count one hand in 5 years.
Oh, okay.
But
That's
my
not
hand
bad.
is 50 fingers, so. I'm kidding.
You are so annoying.
I know. Imagine living with me 24/7, Grape. I'm in hell. But yeah.
I was gonna wonder about that. Like not for you specifically. I was wondering if I've never done that, but I've definitely seen.
I haven't done it like the last year. And I would just say I wrote some words. So
Oh, okay, not
Yeah.
sure.
yeah. So
That's actually
withholding.
impressive because I feel like this year especially you've been like killing it with the word counts too. So if you haven't been lying about it this year, then my impressiveness with you this year is still maintains intact. Because
Is it 18,000? I don't know. Is that impressive?
dude, please do not hate on me when you know how much I wrote last year. Come on.
Yeah,
Like,
but
yes, comparatively,
you're a
yes.
busy
a lot.
girly. Comparison is a thief of joy.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
It is.
So there you go.
I don't think it's a lot when I compare myself to others, though.
so. Comparison is a thief of joy, sir.
But I'm a thief, so it's fine.
Criminal.
Yeah. Well, that's my like writer secrets.
I like it.
Mm.
What judgment do you have on him?
Oh, I didn't know that was going to be judgments. Oh, and let us cast judgment upon you.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's also illiterate.
English is my second language.
Really impressive that he's a writer, given that he can read.
Malicious.
Malicious intent.
Law and Order, criminal.
I'm judging you so hard, Stig. That defeats the purpose of the community aspect of the writing sprints.
I
Gotta be
disagree.
honest and truthful.
I disagree.
How many writing sprints do you
can't
spend
disagree with
writing?
my
Grape?
judgment. It's my judgment.
We are the council. Here's why I disagree, because I think, I would. This is going to sound really messed up. No, it's not. Whatever. This is so low consequence or low stakes.
Yeah.
I would rather, if I'm in an audience or like I'm in a chat and I'm trying to be productive. Give me 1 second. Let me finish my thought. And I'm trying to be productive. I would rather the people on the stream lie about their productivity than be like, oh, you're giving me seconds. I got it. Oh, I didn't do anything. Da, 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 I'm having a bad day. Because then that would affect my productivity because I would absorb that energy. So I'd rather
was
people
very
lie. So,
Okay.
Yeah, and as stated earlier by the esteemed council, if you're cheating against yourself, it doesn't count as cheating. You can't break rules that don't exist.
that's literally the exact opposite I said. I said, I don't think you can cheat at Nano unless you created rules for yourself and then cheat those rules. Then you're cheating yourself.
Well, technically, I didn't create the rules. It was the community that created the rules.
Also,
Nope.
I don't
I
think
just
lying
said I
is a
would follow
victimless
them and lie
crime
about
ever.
it.
What'd you say, Katie?
I don't think lying is ever a victimless crime.
Okay, Inspector Gadget.
All right, elaborate.
Because like the thing is, you're not cheating. Like, okay, so if you have this private document where you write down all the words that you write and you lie about what you got on a certain day, sure, that doesn't matter. But you're lying to people about how productive you are. And granted, you say you don't do this that much, like what? Like it's really whatever. But if someone is lying about their word counts, I don't know. That seems like. I guess my question actually.
I'm lying about having written 57 words, Katie. I don't know why you're pressed about this.
Well, no, but I'm not pressed. I'm just. I would like to ask why. Why have you lied about your word counts? Why? What's the reason? What was the reason?
What's the reason?
What's the reason? What do you
What was
mean?
the reason?
What do you mean? Looking it. I don't know. You know, sometimes you just feel bad and you want people to compliment you for efforts that you didn't make.
It's the
That's why
validation.
I'm judging you.
Anyone should understand external validation, Catherine. The name is
I
Die.
understand external validation, but maybe that's why you don't ever like think when people validate you, you don't believe them because you know sometimes when they validated you, they've been not actually validating you because you didn't actually do the thing you said.
Yeah, and I will say Katie gets validation from good compliments on work she's actually done. I don't think Katie has ever tried to like be validated for something she hasn't done.
As we know of.
That's true. But
The only one you're disappointing is yourself, Katie.
I'm not disappointing myself at all.
Ava, you are this close to me putting you in timeout.
That's funny. But
No, Steek, I'm a little bit on your side here, not for the reasons in which you do it, but for the reasons of like to Katie's point, like the idea that lying is never victimless crime. In economics, they teach you that truly nothing you ever do is a harmless action, right?
Yeah.
Any choice you make will harm something or someone, right? And so to me, the idea that something is never a victimless crime is kind of a moot point because if it creates more good than it victimizes, then like there's an argument for that, right? So like, yeah, okay, maybe you're lying about your productivity and there's someone in the chat who's feeling like insecure about it. But if for the other people who are like getting motivation by the lie of like how productive you're being.
Yeah, but then if they find out about a lie, I feel like that ends up hurting them too then. So then you have the people who were hurt before they knew like by the thing action. And then if they find out you've lied and like it hurts them again.
I asked.
And granted, I will also say this is just I think this is just my thesis in general about lying. I don't think anyone here can think like you didn't specifically, but like I lied about my 10K day in 2019 or whatever.
I ain't never done a 10K day.
Exactly. No, I'm just saying like you didn't pinpoint a specific time or someone be like, I trusted you. You know, like you made me feel good and now I feel bad because you were lying to me. Anyway, so like this is it's very small, but that's my like thesis on lying and to the victimless crime thing.
Okay.
Because I'm very anti-lying.
No, I know you are, but then we had this whole discussion about how writing is lying. And
I disagree.
Got really pressed about that.
I don't think writing is lying.
I know there was that one time I asked you a question and you said no to my face. And then later I was right and you lied to me then. I don't want to put you on blast all the way. We'll talk about this later.
Don't put you on blast. She's opening the car window.
I don't remember this. And B,
it was when you were writing something, like something secret. And I was like, oh, is it this? And you said, no. And then like 3 days later, Wallace asked you and you told her it's this. And I was like, I asked you that 3 days ago. And you told me no straight up to my face.
Oh, there you go.
You've lied, ma'am.
I hope you packed some warm clothes for the moral high ground, Katie.
No one's perfect. I don't remember this. You'll have to tell me exactly what it is later off screen, but
all right. So I think, wow, that was such a good discussion, actually.
So intense.
Thank you.
I'm so sorry about this.
No, seriously, thank you Steve, for sharing. I'm like obsessed with how good of a discussion that was. Wow, Mars out here with her, their like really high horse. It has never even crossed my mind to lie about work counts after sprints.
Just wait till you pass 30 Mars.
All right. Grayson says, I will use any minor or major inconvenience as an excuse not to write. Like, oh no, I can't find my matches for my candle. Guess I'm not writing.
That's mine, honestly.
I don't know if I like even pass judgment. If that's really your worst writerly practice, like that's kind of from a Katie's perspective of the only person you're disappointing here is yourself.
Exactly. I was gonna say that.
And you know what? I just say, maybe work on that, Grayson. But I don't think I judge you too hard for it, other than just oh, sweetie.
As punishment, you need to burn down your house.
With your matches that you can't find.
Yeah.
Mullen says, writing big age gaps because I don't care. Yes, he's a 1,000-year-old demon and she has more power over him anyway. So leave me alone, Twitter. Nice.
Like,
Do we cast any judgment on Mullen?
Do you mean X, formerly known as Twitter?
Yeah.
No, because I don't pass any judgment on Mullen.
Here's the thing.
As long as the character is like in their 20s. If the character is like
17,
18, 19, I'm like, ew.
Okay.
Yeah, if the character's in high school, side eye.
Yes, if they're in high school, side eye.
I think for me, it's so weird because I think age gaps IRL give me the ick, but age gaps in writing, as long as everybody's above the age of consent, I'm like, cool, So
yeah.
Grayson says, not all the time, but it happens more often than I like. Maybe in regards to this.
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah, I think.
Oh, gays coming out with some real tea. I cheated on Nano during my first Nano in 2015 because I felt bad. Oh, I felt so bad for failing. Also tried to self-publish something and immediately took it down after one bad review came in.
Oh no.
That'd be me for sure.
I also constantly think about what other people would love seeing in my book, and sometimes I overrule my own stories because of that. That's just good strategy, babe. I'm just saying.
That's marketability.
Not to pass judgment on gays, but to perhaps make gays feel better. Which of this is worse? My fourth video I ever posted on my channel, like very, very small, but it was the first video I ever got a dislike on, and I took it down.
Oh my god!
No.
So, don't feel bad about that part because I also did that. But arguably worse because it wasn't even a comment. It literally was just a dislike.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Sometimes that's worse.
Yeah.
Didn't even have the energy to give me a reason why they didn't like it. They're just like, bye.
Yeah. Ava says, I don't care about details until the draft is done. That includes names, locations, and typos. That's whatever. Who cares? That's fine. That's no big
deal. This is giving girl gossip. Come on, guys. You can do better.
Yeah. Stieg. Zainab says, I overwork my word counts, then wonder why I'm burnt out for weeks. Yeah, as in you schedule too much writing for yourself or something like that, maybe. I feel like the opposite of gays, my writing is well, other people like this. Who cares? Yeah. Lynn says, I refuse to line edit and put too much effort into the word usage yet until I get the plot figured out. But really, I need the practice and should be doing that.
Guys, come on.
What are your thoughts?
My thoughts here are, because I often think that the prose and the words that you use oftentimes are that's how you express your plot. So maybe you should work on your line editing, and then maybe your plot will fall into place better because you'll have better words and verbiage in order to express what you're trying to express within your story.
Well said.
Thank you.
Well said. You should write that down. Put it on a book.
I wouldn't say don't specifically line edit, but I think you should definitely take more care in the prose that comes out initially,
Yeah. Get your story down, but once you're revising, if you're finding you're struggling with the plot and it takes you a while, maybe working on your words and verbiage would help getting the plot.
Ava says, sometimes I say I write less than I do. Validation and praise for word counts makes me think I did enough since I can type fast. Oh, wow. That's so interesting. Most times I just don't say what I've done. Mara says, also, I have a bad habit of setting way too many goals. I have 7 things on my writerly to-do list for October, and I'll be lucky if I get 3 of them done. That's fair enough.
Same.
That's true.
Is she?
Bombastic says, when I have writer's block, I mope to everyone and anyone ad nauseum like word vomit, even though I know they're probably sick of me talking about it. I can't stop. Honestly, Bombastic, same, which is why I joined AuthorTube, because this is the community of people that want to hear about it. That freedom of when you're, well, not the freedom, but the opposite of freedom, when you're with your family and you really need to talk about how bad of a struggle writing is at the moment, and like them patiently like nodding, but you know they don't relate. You know they're just doing that because they love you. I totally understand feeling that internal like, oh God. And then you come here and everybody's like, tell us, because we understand. Oh my gosh, the release and the freedom of that, stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get it.
I think this is all part of my writer bad habits, is both complaining about this and then also my lack of commitment to anything and how I always talk about things and say I'm going to do them and then turn around and don't do it. That is like, I annoy the shit out of myself with that. It annoys me a lot. It's like, I'm going to pass judgment on myself that that's shitty.
It is a little bit like you have a curse where every time you commit to something, you're like, I'm going to make a video about it. And then you make that video and then 48 hours later, everything's changed. Everything has changed. It's
how do I break the curse?
Maybe just, but because it's weird because like you make the video because we've discussed this before, that external validation is very helpful for you, right? So you make the video, but then it, in a weird way, it's almost like then that turns the switch off for you.
Yeah,
that's interest. So yeah, I don't know how to frame that yet. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I don't know how to break my curse.
Flora says, when writing gets hard, go slow. I will tell myself that I'm bored by the story, always an excuse to not work on it. Yeah. I think that's relatable. Anybody in this group particularly relate to that?
Not me.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. That's good. Okay. Oh no, did I skip your comment?
No, you didn't. I think.
Okay.
Yeah, their boyfriend was talking.
Okay. Wait. What?
Oh, I didn't. What?
Where's Anna's?
Setting way too many goals.
Okay. Anna says, still deep down, very quietly, my dreams, hoping to be a unicorn. I really get this stomped out of me. Honestly, the way to get it stomped out is to try and do it. Yeah. Seriously, I feel like I had that same thing. And then I went on submission with Draconic Year, and it was just. So
that was intense.
There you go. I mean, that's what it was.
I feel the same way, Anna, though. I'm the same.
But don't you feel better now that you've gone on Query twice, and now that kind of dream of being a unicorn is gone? Like, it takes the pressure off, right?
But there's until I'm published, I still feel like I could be a unicorn because I'm only at the first step. I'm only in the querying. Once I get an agent, I could be a unicorn with a book deal.
Oh, that's possible.
And then after that, like every other book would be like, oh, I could be a unicorn. This could, go to the top of the New York Times bestseller list, whatever. Yeah. Like, it's toxic in my brain, but
yeah.
I also want to be Delulu enough to like think I could do it.
Yeah.
Like part of it, anti-judgment. Keep thinking about it, like keep being Delulu as long as it's not like going to like, as long as it's not stopping you from chasing your dreams. Because if you're not chasing it because you're worried you're not going to be a unicorn, that's when it becomes a problem. But
also, I love this. When I'm writing in English, which is not my first language, I'm happy to just make up phrases, and I don't care at all that they apparently don't exist. Paint the picture. Thank you very much.
Shakespeare can, so can
I was literally just about to say modern day Shakespeare. He set the stage. Go, literally go for it. Do it.
I don't know.
I do that too.
I do it all the time, and people be like, "This isn't a real word." I'm like, "But it could be," and it is because I wrote
isn't it?
And it gives the vibe. It's flagellus. Like,
flagellus was that the best example?
No, but I
venereal disease.
It does sound like it. Excuse me. Excuse me. No, yours isn't cringe, Anna. It is so relatable. Truly.
I don't know if mine is like bad practice, worst writerly practice, but sometimes I'll like if I'm reading a fic and there's a line that I love that I wish I had wrote, I'm like mentally filing it away. So I'm like, okay, I want to write this, but
in a different font.
This exact line.
Yes.
But that kind of is what writing is. I mean, like when we read books and stuff, like, it's not just ideals we're recycling, but like the way we were taught English and the way that we write is also from the books that we read. Like we try to emulate writing styles. There's literally videos on how to emulate a writing style. So like As long as you're not like swaths
I'm not
of it.
plagiarizing,
No, but like
Just
you
think
take
about it.
ideas.
a step above plagiarism.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I agree with Katie. I like unless it's unless it's literally the exact same line. It's just,
And like I feel like if there's like an intention of like, oh, I'm copying this person and putting it into my document, but like, you know, if you have like this thought of like, because you know, one of my favorite authors is Laini Taylor, and so like I have a lot of like memories of like what her writing felt like to me and like what I imagined it would be. So like when I'm trying to like tap into that, like maybe a sentence will sound like or be exactly like she wrote, but like I didn't intentionally go in and like rip words and like paragraphs from her. I think it's intent
never word for word, but
because sometimes you could have the same idea and like the same phrasing as someone else and like it's plagiarism, but like if you've never read that material or like seen it, like it's not plagiarism. Anyway.
He says, I would love to think I'd be a unicorn, but my stories are literally so out there. I'd generally be happy if I was just mid-list. Bombassa says, legit, that's why I'm here too. I've been weebling and wobbling about starting a channel. Well, we will support you whenever you choose to do it.
You have 3 subscribers right here.
Wait, why only 3?
Because I'm not subscribing. And I meant that in a malicious intent.
Okay.
But best to make you feel better, in case you didn't realize, he also doesn't watch our videos, so it's not about you.
Have I not been your #1 fan this Preptober? That's not what it's called.
He's been watching video.
You literally did say though at some point, like you don't even watch the Troublemaker videos, you know?
That's fine.
You've said that.
I mean,
before.
I said that when you didn't make videos, so it was easy.
Anna says, I would define being mid-list as a unicorn. Me too, to be honest, Anna. My bar is low. No, I don't think it's low. I think that is what we'd be aiming for, and that is how I would define success. If I had like consistent work, consistent ability to put out books, that would be my level of success. 100%.
Also, make sure, like, if you do get into that situation where like you are going to be published, like advocating for yourself and saying, I am worth more than what you are going to ask me for, like, you know, is also an important quality to have. Like saying that my work is worth more than this. I deserve, you know, X, Y, and Z. You might not get it, but like knowing that your shit's worth it.
Do authors even have that power? Like, I don't even know.
But like you can tell like your agent, but having a good agent, like.
Didn't she ask for a raise? How'd that go?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Wasn't that in your tarot cards? Because didn't the tarot cards say it wasn't going to go well?
Or just to like temper expectations and like think about it, you know?
Colin, let us know about your personal finances. Kristen says, if I see a line or description that I like in a book, I will screenshot and put it in a doc to rework if I get stuck while drafting. So Devesha, look, you're twinsies. Mom says, I give advice I can't take myself. That is a big one.
That is the real.
Yeah, I truly have to
practice.
Start a second round of queries because reading rejection after rejection feels exhausting. Okay, and this is where we're announcing Katie's new business. Katie has a business idea because she's so good at dealing with query manager that if you just enlist her, she will send out the queries for you and she will filter out the rejections, just let you know the rejections, but you don't have to read them unless there's some really good feedback. Hit Katie up. It's her new business idea. She's the agent.
Is that like a legit thing?
No. I mean,
out there. Like, does it exist?
No, but Katie's the first one. It's just,
I don't know.
It's just yet another step in the process of publishing. She requires your first 10 pages. Okay. She'll reject you too. Just another level of rejection. Gay says, I don't think I'll ever publish simply because I have so many other life things happening and publishing is such a long process. It's already hassle to write a book. Didn't you already publish though? You self-published. You said that. So you've already done it. You did it.
Congratulations.
So you can take that pressure off. Now you can
do it
publish again if you want to.
Or publish fanfic. You have a lot of fanfics written, right?
Mar says, listen, I've had at least 3 people mention my book in their videos. I'm considering that my unicorn moment, and that's adorable. I love that. We also mentioned it on stream. I've mentioned it several times on stream.
Yeah, I have my book over there. Jess mentioned it in her video that she posted today as well, if you didn't see that. There she is.
In the dark.
Ava says, I have executive dysfunction. I struggle to write, but I wouldn't say those are my worst habits, as they are habits I choose, like climbing a mountain, but you can't go up. Huh. Yeah.
They aren't habits that chooses.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Okay. Mara says, I had one before the one where I talked about being the opposite of gay.
Oh.
I started with A3. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh gosh, sorry. I thought I got to it. Oh, maybe I didn't. Sorry, Mars.
Oh.
If I have even the slightest issue with a project, I'll just ignore it and work on something else. Like instead of working through scenes, I'll just be like, oh, well, time to work on a shiny new idea. Again, these aren't like judgments. These aren't habits that require judgment,
They're
right?
so
These
tame.
are just like, this is just writing struggles, right? What's that? Hello?
Hello?
I was boring you, Teague.
Kinda.
Fair enough. Also, the face, y'all skip my damn worst confession. I'm sorry, there's so many comments. Okay, and nobody can star them for me because you guys don't have power right now.
Yes,
You look kids if you're making Wallace.
I know, I'm sorry.
You built this this coffin.
Did that one. Where are you guys?
You know what my real worst writerly practices
Go
is that
for
I'm a bad writer friend. Like,
Mm.
I will agree to read your book, and then I won't read it.
Yes.
I'm
agreed.
sorry.
Actually, not true.
That's a bad one for me too. I'll read
Me
it,
too.
but I'll be like 4 to 5. I'll be 4 to 5.
I'll read it and then I'll just forget to give you the feedback.
You have to really like hound me so that I remember, because just
Wow.
time moves so fast around me and I can't deal. I'm sorry.
That's fair.
Mhm.
This is really intense. Is this what you were talking about? I used to
Oh.
delete them because I hated them that much. And I have probably 4 to 5 books and a dozen short stories that I've not lost it either.
What?
Gays, no.
I mean, but there's a weird like meditative element to this. You know, the monks that make those sand mandalas and then let them blow away in the wind.
Oh.
I don't know. There's something really zen about this. Actually,
Oh.
I pass no judgment upon this.
Mm-mm.
I applaud. Not like I don't think you should have such a bad opinion of yourself, but I applaud your ability to let go of that work of being like, this isn't for me. Goodbye. You know.
I think I would prefer to have that, like actually like have made the decision to get rid of something.
Mm.
But I have lost lots of work from my from 12 to 15 because I lost like a computer got water on it and I couldn't recover any of the files on it.
That's
And
sad.
like I think about the stories that I lost. I'm like
Mhm.
devastated a little bit inside. But like if I had made the conscious decision to not save them or like to delete them, I feel like I'd feel better about it. But so I'd rather be that than having lost them.
Mars is just reading me out loud. The fact that Wallace is listening for that requires a lot of audience participation. You get overwhelmed by the comments. It's so funny. I love all the comments. Don't get me wrong. And we're not sprinting.
Is it
in-
hard being a public figure, Wallace?
Stop it. The only reason I'm getting overwhelmed is because my computer is at 5%, so I have to end the stream before all of this.
Why can't you just plug it in?
Because my thing is over there and I haven't cleaned my apartment. It doesn't matter. Anyway, my confession.
Because she doesn't want to.
Should I confess?
Yes.
Confess.
I think you should confess.
I have this thing, and you know what? I'm open to the judgments that will be passed upon me. Because it's like on paper, it sounds really, really bad. I started a whole series on my YouTube channel about how I was writing a book for my sister called This Book is for October, and I had no intention of ever publishing it. And so I told everybody the plot and I asked for feedback on the plot, and like people were amazing and commented stuff, and some of it got incorporated, others didn't, and stuff like that. And I gave it to my sister. And then last year I had a mental breakdown. And because one of the parts of that mental breakdown, I think, was getting rejected from submission a lot for the Draconic Year, but also it was because I thought the whole world was about to end. But anyway, we don't need to go into it. I'm just trying to gain your sympathy before I admit to the bad thing. And because I was not writing, because I literally couldn't write because I thought I was about to die, I sent off This Book is for October to my agent. And I was like, look, I have this manuscript. What do you think about it? And she became obsessed with it. And so now we're going on submission with it. And I reached out to all my beta readers, and I reached out to some of the people who like gave me really, specific feedback that I did incorporate into the story. But some days I do feel like a little guilty that I had this whole like, here's this thing, and it's just this like public project that we can all work on together, and it's just a gift for a friend or for my sister. And now I'm like trying to publish it. So I don't know. But I did reach out to everybody who like made an impact on it, and they all gave their like absolute blessing to go forward. But I don't know. Sometimes I think back on that. I'm like, but that's the struggle, because when you're on AuthorTube, I want to share things on AuthorTube. I want to create a like community where that is a thing that people can do, even if they have the intention of publishing it. Like I want that to be the community that we create. So I don't know. Judge me, and I cast your judgment upon me, and I will receive it.
My only judgment is that your worst writing practice is sending a book on query. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Submission, not even query, submission.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
this is like when Zainab's like, "Oh, my worst problem is that I write too many words." Like, shut up, bitch. Affectionate.
I also feel like, from your point of view, where you don't think of yourself as a public figure, this is writer on writer. Like, you got our ideas for Tipeifo as well. I mean, do you feel bad that I helped you so much on Tipeifo? Like, that's just being a writerly community. Like, I have come to realize over my, years on AuthorTube, and I think other people do as well, that like writing is not a solitary process. It never has been, and it never will be, and it shouldn't be. I don't know where this idea of an isolated writer who like is lonely and has no friends and fucks off came from, but like that couldn't be farther from the truth. Like, you create good art with your friends is my opinion. So
in my case, I create bad art with my friends, which I also appreciate.
Also, I'm sorry, Mars, your comment just my train of thought. Your intentionally, you weren't like farming for ideas.
That is very true, and I want to make that very clear. When I was first writing it, I was being completely honest when I was like, this is just for my sister, so give me all your ideas. I was not in any way being like, and one day, like.
So yeah, that's where I think it'd be a bad writerly practice if you were intentionally farming for ideas. We're like, oh, I'm not going to do anything with this. But
then maybe
I lied about the intention.
Then maybe the bad writerly practice was I felt like I've been hiding it. Like, and granted, I know they say that you don't talk about it on AuthorTube when you go on sub. Like, everybody's like that. But I feel like actually, I'm glad that
people should talk about it, demystify the process. Like,
right.
Yeah,
I'm glad that this was the stream today, and this is what I've admitted to, because I feel like I think that's the thing that was making me feel guilty, because it was like I was keeping it a secret because, like, I don't know, because I felt weird about it. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Mars says, listen, man, plans change. Just because you said at one time you weren't going to publish it, but now you're trying to, does it mean you lied or manipulated people, anything, you just change your mind? Yeah, and I tried to, like, make sure that everybody was comfortable, too. Like, because some people did give me some really great ideas. Like, and Katie and, like, my beta readers were just really, thanks, Anna. I hope it goes well. I think it's great you created this. Thank you, guys. I didn't do this to get validation, I swear, but thank you.
But here we are.
Here we are. So let's validate Walisimo when she's got 3% left. I love sharing ideas in chats and 100% okay with those ideas being used. I don't claim any of my ideas. I think you're in a unique position where you feel more guilty than others would think normal. Do I? I don't know. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Steve is just here for the writer on writer.
I mean, I'm like here. Sometimes I lie on the internet, and you're like, oh, my biggest gripe is that I'm publishing a book. Or my biggest gripe is that I write too many words. Or sometimes I think about writing.
Yeah.
It's real. I'm playing in a completely different league than y'all.
But
it's
fair.
fine.
Kristen says, if I said this is my idea for a book I want to write and you used it, that's shady. If I give you an idea for your book, then no reason to feel guilty. I'd be so excited to see Tipeifo published.
100%, Kristen. Well said.
Mullen says, another habit I have is when work gets hard, I tune off and go, whatever, one day I'll make money from books instead. But then I don't even write words the same way. Oh my God, can I admit to another horrible writing practice, actually? And it's been the past couple weeks, and I have to be so careful about it, you guys. And I'm really trying to hamper down on it. In fact, I think I'm going to do a no buy just to like try and like to react against what's happening. But there are moments this past couple weeks where, because we've been preparing to go on sub and stuff, and I just feel so confident about this story. Katie has really helped me rework the ending, because actually we went on sub with it last year and we had so much interest, but a lot of the editors were like, what the hell is this ending? So Katie helped me rework the ending, and I feel so confident with it that there have been days in the past couple weeks where I've considered purchasing something and I'm like, oh, I really shouldn't. Like, I don't really afford that right now. And then I'm like, oh, but I'm going to sell to Tipeifo, so it's fine.
That is dangerous.
That's really dangerous.
It's so bad. So I'm like instituting a no buy for November. So I'm like, I can't do that. Mars says, create good art with your friends. Could be a merch idea. Would be cute on a crew neck. Oh my gosh, that is cute.
Has that written down, Avisha? Write that down.
I think I missed the merch idea earlier when I went to check on the dog.
Oh, just burn it?
I gotcha. Oh, just burn it. That's right. When I was talking about the manuscript.
Yeah, just burn it.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, guys. It's delusions of grandeur a little bit, but it's fine. All right, everybody. I am now at 1%. Oh my God, bye. Wait, where's an outro? Give me an outro. Oh my God, otherwise this isn't gonna end. Outro.
Don't forget, everyone.
Wallace is an extra in High School Musical.
Bye.
Bye. It should work.
Oh no!
Ended.
This is so funny because none of us can end the stream because we don't have access to her thing.
Yeah.
This is too funny.
We don't want to talk about until she gets back. We should leave a blank screen.
Oh yeah, we can't even share like a timer or something. Yeah,
we can't like click on the comments.
Yeah, she's gonna have to go to her phone.
End the stream. Yeah.
So yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Troublemakers after the stream ends. Yep, she's gone.
Oh, bye.
Oh my God. What a perfect storm of terrible coincidences.
Yeah, it's too funny.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.